Hey everybody, what's up? Welcome back to the channel again. We are back for what is today. Today is the January 14th lesson, which is technically day 13 because I started one day after the new year. To catch all you guys up, if you're new to the videos, if you're new to the challenge, if you're new to the channel and all that stuff, or like the Facebook page, whatever, my wife bought me this beautiful Epiphone Starling guitar for Christmas, and I made a vow to myself 30 years into playing that I was going to learn this guitar inside and out and actually learn what I'm doing. I started out when I was like 16 back in the day, and I had a guitar teacher by the time I was 18, and he tried to teach me theory. He did a really good job of trying, but I never stuck. I just wanted to do rock and metal and stuff like that, and I made him reverse engineer everything I brought into the studio. So anyways, we're back again. I want to show you guys a little something about what we did yesterday. We're talking about G major 7, so it's like then C major 7th as well, like a short version of that. Today, to start off, I want to go ahead and do a little review of that and play you a little something that I kind of come up with last night. I was playing on this other guitar in the back on here. It's a classical. It's like probably a kid's guitar actually, but my wife found that for really cheap too. Around the same time that we got this guitar. It's a nylon string guitar and it's got a different sound to it. Maybe I'll play you guys something on that one day. But anyways, I want to play you something on what we did yesterday so it makes sense. So G major 7th, C major 7th. We're going to go to D major 7th. And a couple other chords, which I'll get into today. So here's a nice little transition. Here it goes. So yeah, what I'm doing is G major 7th, C major 7th, D with the sus chords that we went through a couple of lessons ago. So sus 4 right there, sus 2 right there. And I'm coming up here to, this would be D major 7th, which I think we're going to get into today. We're going to go to A major 7th, G major 7th, and E major 7th as well. So those have kind of a chill sound to them, which is kind of cool. So today we're going to talk about dominant 7th chords, C7, G7, and D7 in specific on here. Let me just read you guys what ChatGPT gave me today. So a dominant 7th chord adds a flat 7th to a major chord, which creates tension, making it a perfect lead into a resolution chord, just like your major chords basically. And so C7 has a C root, an E third, a G fifth, and a B flat for the 7th on there. G7 has a G root, a B third, a D fifth, and a F flat 7th. Whereas D7 has a D root, F sharp third, and a fifth, and an A fifth, and a C flat 7th on there. So a C7 open shape is going to be on the B string, 1st fret, open E string down here, 3rd fret of the G string. So there we go. We're going to play it just like this. And we're going to mute the 6th string up here with our thumb. Get this little halo thing to come in the back with the sun all of a sudden. You guys get some sunshine today. Ain't no sunshine when she's gone. Whatever, but there is sunshine today, so there. So here's what C7 sounds like for real, because I was playing it like this, which has that dreamier sound, which I think is whatever we did yesterday. I'd have to go back and review that again myself. But here's C7 according to ChatGPT. Now G7 on the other hand is going to be like I did up here. So it's first fret of the high E string, second fret of the A string, and then third fret of the low E string. That's G7 right there. And then D7 is going to be, let's see here, first fret of your B string, and then second fret of your G string, and second fret of your high E string. And it's got these two muted right up here as well. So I'm just using my thumb to wrap around and mute those right there. C7 position. There's a new one again I never experienced much in this position. So what you're really doing right there is you're kind of playing like where the A minor would go with the index finger, but then you're going to come down here. It's kind of like, I think that's A7 right there if I'm not mistaken. And then you're playing a C position right here, but then you're adding in the 7th right there. Okay. So that makes more sense. If we're switching from G7 on here, we come over in C position real quick and just lay down the pinky. Sometimes I have to think about it, about what the major chord shape is before I can put in all the other stuff, so then I can get it quicker. So it would be like, first fret off on it. That sounds really interestingly weird, actually. I'm just gonna close this curtain real quick because we're getting way too much sun in the background. There we go. There's a little bit better. Now it's a little bit less hot on my neck. I'm just pasty complexion anyways, so like I usually get burnt. And I turn into a lobster, as my wife says. So, anyways, just reviewing again what we've done so far. C major 7th. It'll be that index finger on the second or first fret of the B string. We're going to be basically C major shape. But then we're adding a pinky. It'll be on your third fret or your G string. Here's C major. Here's C7. Let's go up to the D. So here's the difference between D7 and D major. I'm just going to add the pinky to play the D major because normally it would be like this, but I'm just going to do that so I don't have to move the other position. Oops. Here's D major. Here's D7. We could also probably lift one finger on there. We could throw in our size 2. I could put down the other finger. Lots of different things, a lot of variations on these chord progressions that we're doing that we can do differently to do different variations. So anyways, G7, technically, I'm right here. I could be early in a G shape on this. Here's G major. So I could be in G shape right here. Just go down to the first fret instead of the third fret. So G major shape would be your third fret, your low E string, second fret of your A string, and your 3rd fret, or your high E string right there, G major. And switch to G7, all you're doing is keeping these 2 fingers placed on the low strings. You're putting 1 finger in on the 1st fret. That's how you sound when you're switching between the chords like that. I'm just messing around, mind you. I kind of hear some songs formulating in there, like popular songs back in the day. A little bit of Aretha Franklin coming out, things like that. Fun fact, I ran into her son. He goes by Teddy Richards back in Detroit and stuff because I grew up around Detroit. But ran into him back in the day. He's like, man, don't talk about my mom's songs. I don't want to be known for my mom. And I was like, that's cool, man. That's cool. But anyways, like, growing up around Detroit, we always heard about Aretha and stuff like that. So I kind of hear like, what would the song be? I have no idea now, but yeah, just hear some Aretha Franklin coming out of that somewhere in there, like around that G7 on there maybe. But let's put this down here in the A minor. My other dog Liberty is saying hello at the door. She's scratching at the door, probably wants to go outside seconds after I finish this video, and there'd be my guess. Yes, scratching at the door. Anyways, let's practice on your progressions on this real quick, and then I'll take the dog out. So C7 to F to G7 back to C. C7 F G7. So let me just repeat that without playing it. C7, F major, G7, and then C as a progression on there. I'll play it one more time. So C7. Kind of funky with that pull off right there on the 7th on there technically. Now another progression that ChatGPT suggests is going from G major to G7 to C up to D7 on there. That's an easy switch right there. You keep the index finger down between that one, the D7 and the C right there. Okay, so let's try this. We're gonna go. Kind of feel to it on there. Now, third one for today for our practice is going to be C major to C7 to F chord to the D7. Ooh, that has an interesting rhythm. G7 and back to C. So we got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 chord changes. Woo! All right, so we're going to try this. Forgive me if I mess it up, but we're going to try this. F F to the D7 on there is probably my hardest personal challenge, I would say. Let's try that again. So. I do like that F though, because that F right there has one of your notes for your D7 in it already. So actually two of your notes right there, F. It's a sweet little kind of up level thing on there or something like that, you know. Let me try that one more time. So C, go to C7, go to F, go to D7, go to G7. There you go. So just to recap, our progressions today were C7, F, G7, C as progression number 1. Number 2 is G to G7 to C to D7. Number 3 is C to C7 to F to D7 to G7 to C. Try saying that 10 times fast, I tell you. For strumming patterns, it suggests like a down, down, up, down, for like a classic feel. For a bluesy feel, you could do like a down with palm muting on here, followed by upstrokes with accents. So like if I'm on this, I'm not the best at palm muting on this guitar yet, but palm muting, if anybody doesn't know what it is out there, you just take your palm, literally, and you place it against the strings down here, so you get that percussive kind of sound. If I place it too far up, see the strings don't ring. Place it too far down, I get open strings, so you want to be like right across where the bridge is down here. And so like right where this is plastic, but one day maybe I'll switch this out with bone if I end up keeping this guitar, because I'm looking to upgrade maybe in the future to go ahead and do some playability after I learn this thing inside and out. My wife and I have to travel too this year, so that's a different story for a different day. But anyways, palm muting. So I'm just trying to think, C real quick and then slap down the pinky is what I'm going for on that. Yep. But 10-minute warm-up practice plan today. It says warm up for 2 minutes, play each 7th chord slowly to ensure clarity. Get those chords straight on there. So there's how that one sounds. There's how that one sounds. And there's how that sounds as well. We got the clarity. And just practice slow, don't have to be quick or anything like that for starters, because sometimes like being too quick messes you up and you get strings that you won't hit the right way. Progressions says practice chord progressions that we talked about on there, focusing on smooth transitions. Again, even if you got to go slow, just go slow till you get it and then speed up as you feel comfortable on there. And a jam session, experiment with different strumming patterns and tempos and stuff. So I'm going to try this to go ahead and ease us out today on this thing on here. I just want to say thank you also to everybody that's jumping in on Facebook. We got like 30 people in on the challenges on the Facebook. It's free to join, by the way. So if you aren't following us, go over to Charlie Plays Guitars. It's a Facebook page, has my picture on there because I'm Charlie. But anyways, you go to Charlie Plays Guitars, just follow the page on there. You'll see all these videos that are posted in chronological order like every single day, because I'm looking to do 364 days technically, because I missed one day this year when I didn't know I was starting this challenge technically. I'd also appreciate it if you guys take a moment, like the videos, leave me your comments and the thoughts and stuff that you guys are having on there, like where you're at with your guitar playing with this stuff too. If you guys have any tips you want to share with everybody, that's awesome. I've been pulling those out and putting them back into videos as well. And of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel and turn on those notifications so that you can see when I post new videos on here. I'll address you guys with questions and stuff like that in the videos as best I can too, because like somebody the other day was asking me how to do a bar chord. I've done a couple videos on bar chords now, but just going back and reviewing that, putting one finger across all the frets, and then playing whatever chord shape you want to play. Like here's your major, here's your minor, sus4, and then you can play around with different variations from there. Like we went through a couple of them so far at least. So like I say, this is like a conversation. Like we're learning this stuff together. I'm just doing this year because I want to learn guitar. And I want to learn this stuff right because I never did this back in the day. And I mean, it's a real fun thing. I'm loving doing these videos each day to go ahead and keep myself accountable too. So thank you again for being with me. I'll see you guys tomorrow for the next one. Have a good night.